Man, if you thought Hasbro was greedy with raising prices on action figures, well, as Sam would say, hang on to your butts. Hey everyone, welcome to Infinite Realms. So, this news broke and I just had to speak on it ASAP because it is so... it's out there, man. It's out there. Okay, so I realize some of you are more action figure fans than D&D fans, but this is important for both. So everyone gather around the fire and let's chat about it. Now, there's this thing called an open gaming license. This was instituted in 3rd edition of Dungeons and Dragons. It was continued in 5th edition. They did some other game freedom license or something for 4th edition that flopped heavily. So, we won't get into that part. But what this did was, and it was very beneficial to both Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, because you got to think about this. This was all free advertising. And basically allowed anybody, to produce Dungeons & Dragons compatible things. And you could sell it. And believe it or not, there's a giant market on this now. It's huge. Third-party D&D supplements are humongous. Paizo is a company that was based off this model. They have created the second biggest role-playing game in the world right now, Pathfinder. A game which I like. I actually think it's better than Dungeons and Dragons. So, this was a big deal. And now, before I go on, I'm going to link a very legal explanation to all this down below in the description, so that you can go hear Rules Lawyer explain the legality of this, because this is insane. The essence of what the new version of the Open Gaming License says is that you can publish. We can stop you with 30-day notice. So you literally could print up a bunch of books and be told to stop. Thus you're out of money. So that's the first thing. That's pretty insane. And that's pretty... man, that's low too. Because, I mean, that's basically putting your competition out of business. Now, I mean, yeah, we say competition, but really these guys are kind of free PR. And you want some other examples. If you've ever heard of Critical Role, which is a Twitch channel that does all playing D&D, they produced a bunch of their own content for Dungeons and Dragons under the Open Gaming License. So they could be a huge target. I mean, that group has really kind of, boosted up D&D. And that's going to be interesting if they go after Critical Role. What's going to happen? That might be a little weird. Anyway, the real big thing. This is terrible. This is horrible. So, in the Open Gaming License, it say, and I'm going to paraphrase it, but this is what it says. Now, of course, what you use is yours. But guess what? We have the right to use it too. So, in essence, they can take your stuff. And they don't have to pay you royalties. Now, I want you to think about this concept for a few minutes very carefully. And these are all leaked documents to certain individuals. And there's been a lot of, we'll just call it deletion going on. Yeah. So, think about this for a minute. For the most part, everybody's saying this is pretty legit. So at this point, you have Wizards of the Coast, who are Hasbro. You remember those guys who did the Ghost Rider HasLab that was way overpriced? Yeah, them. They released... I mean, we can get on about Hasbro all day. Anyway, from their toy department. But at essence, they can stop someone from producing content. and take that content for themselves and don't have to pay a bit of money to the person who created it. That is freaking insane. I mean, you're basically if you try to make something for D&D, and some people do, I mean, you can make a little bit of money at it. You can't make a living. I mean, unless you're Paizo, you can make a living at it. But, I mean, it's hard to make a living doing that. But it's like, we're going to steal your ideas. They're ours now. Relate this to a toy collecting idea. Basically, yeah, sure, you can make toys that are related to the toys we make. You can have a G.I. Joe with a different code name. But I can stop you from selling that. Your customs. No. You can't sell your customs. And you know what? After you try to sell your customs, they're mine. I can mass produce a figure of that character that you made up without paying you. That's contextualizing this for you, okay? So, you look at this, you look at Magic. I mean, look, oh God, Magic has blown up over the past few months. Go to look at some videos. It's insane. But this company is just shooting itself in the foot on every level, both in the action figure department and in the game department. I mean, this is spiraling out of control. They have the biggest names in the world. Dungeons and Dragons, Star Wars, Marvel, hell, their own brands, Transformers, G.I. Joe. And they're complaining their revenues went down a little bit because of their high prices. So they're going to find ways to make more money. And, of course, Wizards of the Coast lost the most because people are not locked in anymore and they can play games, without... I mean, a lot of people discovered D&D because of that. They were locked in the house, they found a new game. Oh, I'm going to play this. That's a finite amount of people, man. I mean, no matter what you do. So, what we're witnessing here is the drive to always make so much more money each quarter. Instead of, I mean, I've never understood why big business doesn't go, well, we're still making the same, so we're okay. I mean, I get it if you actually end up losing money. But if your profits are down, well, why? Something's going on that causes that. Look at it and then try to figure out a way around it. No, Hasbro says, well, how can we make more money? We got to bring up the profits. Up. They're never going to listen. They're never going to listen. They're never going to understand because they're going to destroy D&D, man. I mean, I know that sounds kind of apocalyptic and fear-mongering and kind of the sky is falling kind of thing, but I've never seen D&D in such a freaking state as it is in right now. Can you imagine that staple of, nerddom gone? I mean, it'll never be gone. We'll always play it because you know what? We'll always have those damn books. But, yeah, not the way it was. I mean, it'll be different. But maybe if it dies, we can start creating our own crap and just sell it on the internet and nobody needs to worry about it because you can't copyright game mechanics anyway. Alright, that's I just wanted to kind of fill everybody in. Trying to give you a rounder picture of Hasbro, the company, than a lot of people do because, I talk trash on Hasbro when I see trash. And, I'm seeing a lot more because my interests are in a lot more things. And coincidentally, a lot of it relates to Hasbro because Hasbro's bought everything nerdy. And so you're trapped. But you're not. You just don't have to feed them. You don't have to feed that demon. But we can talk about that another time. I just wanted to talk really about how stupid this is, man. But check out Rules Lawyer's video for all the legal stuff. And it's not boring, by the way. It's actually really interesting, and it'll catch you up to speed, and you'll see. Well, you guys will see a lot of what you see in action figures going on in here too. It's the same kind of thought process. All right, thank you for watching Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe.